Sound check. Test mic. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And we're gonna continue with our Singularity Mages, and they are now in full throttle with their strength now. It's just a matter of finding better rarity of what we have, especially we're still looking for the Hand of Nas Ancestral. I'm still looking for the Underground Ancestral, and I'm also looking for the Blood Moon Breaches Ancestral. Though the unique powers are already at a good tier of their unique power. And there's something I want to share, and I just realized that the damage reduction is also the same thing as the cooldown reduction. It doesn't mean that when you added 50% cooldown reduction and then another 50%, basically from the highest cooldown reduction, whatever that is left, that is again multiplied to your next damage reduction, and so on and so on. So basically it will come to a point wherein even though you keep on adding even at 50% additional cooldown reduction, it will come to a point that you will not be able to really reduce the cooldown up to 100%, though the cooldown is at maximum 75% reduction. I think for the damage reduction, there is no limit on how much I believe for the damage reduction. I don't know if it's 75% though. I'm not sure yet, but yesterday as I was crafting the damage reduction, I just noticed that like why, since I added already 51.6, I have 45. Supposedly I was saying it could have been 96%, but if we take a look on our damage reduction to our minions, it's only 73.4, because when we remove this, so that is the 51.6 damage reduction. If we add the 45%, so basically whatever that is left, so that is 40, how much is that? 48.4, am I correct? 48.4 that is left. So that 48.4 multiplied by reducing it to another 45%, so that is this is the value of that 73.4. So even though if we add another damage reduction, probably it will only go down by maybe up to 80%. But I believe this one, it didn't say the maximum damage reduction is 75%. But I believe, let's see here on our armor. So the damage reduction from fire resistance is capped at 90%. But I think it's going to be difficult for capping the resistance unless you're really investing all in elemental resistance. So what I have seen here, our physical resistance and some of our cold, poison, shadow, only the lightning here is at least we're able to reach 73%. So we're still missing around 800. This one is around 800 and this one is around 1800. So it's still far away for us to reach, and we're still looking for a better what is the value? I'm thinking now maybe let's remove. I think our defenses is much more priority right now. How much is this one? Resistance says 375, so that adds an additional 125, but we have multiplier on our resistance, so I believe this will go up. So now at least it's getting better. So all we need is to find to increase our resistances. And speaking of resistances and our defenses, I'm thinking here maybe because if I have the resolve, if we go here to our training ground, because the resolve is for each stack, it gives a multiplicative increase in 25%. I think it's not multiplicative, but basically mathematically speaking it is multiplying by the percentage of that the resolve. I think it's coming in with our this one. So there's 2. So let's keep coming and let's increase our increase armor by 25% while active. Direct damage, but so the armor only increases by 25%. And then direct damage consumes a stack. Okay. So it only gives 25%. So now we are, the thing is, still our resistances are still I'm hoping that I'll be able to reach at least like same like this one. But the only goal to make this, to reach that, is we have already, why Rahir is always, did I hire you already? Because I need your resistances, sir. So if Rahir is here, so we are now, okay, so we're getting there. So we still have life here, cooldown, fortifier, regeneration. Bone skill gains 2 stacks of resolve. Gain 25% all resistances while you have resolve. Effects that heals you beyond 100% life grant you a barrier up to 82% of your maximum life that lasts for 8 seconds. I don't think that we still have that Sal rune anymore. Invoke the Barbarian's challenging shout, taunting enemies and reducing your damage taken for 3 seconds. I don't know if I have tried this yesterday. Well, we have cleansed the pit, so let's see. Like, I was reviewing my stream yesterday, like I'm really getting hammered by the enemies. I think let me go to a any Helltide event, and then let's just summon our mages, including our warriors there, and let's enter the pit, and then
Pardon me, stranger. Could you spare a moment to help me?
so that when we enter the pit, we are already at full force, especially with our mages. Why am I on Torment 8? I was already at Torment 9 yesterday. Okay. So I guess that 8, I would say it will reset their timer, and then we enter the pit. At least we are still in full force. I see that the mages count went to 4. Yeah, that rock is really insane. Yeah, I don't know how to mitigate that. In spite of all our damage reduction. And take note if we have full barrier, so I don't know where. All damage reduction 21%, block reduction. I don't think we have block reduction. But I know that our armor is how much? 10,000. I think it could go up to 61%. Let me try this.
Step up to my anvil. That is a scary craftsmanship.
Wait a second. Did I remove? Am I not wearing an armor a while ago? Maybe that's the reason why. Okay, let's try. I don't know. I didn't notice. I only see that the armor was on my inventory. Let's see. But I know I'm getting hammered by that whatever that skill is. But I think that's the one of the skills that I have seen that really deals a lot of damage. As long as there's no rocks, we should be okay. Regroup, regroup. This is madness. This is madness. I have never seen a skill can be casted so many times. I don't think that this is a minion. You can kill those lunatics. At least, you know, you can kill them before they can even spawn. Now I'm having a hard time to... And I'm getting slowed down. Oops, I evaded. Wager failed. Whew, I didn't see that. Actually, I have removed again the points on the skeletal mage under glyph. I removed some of the intelligence in order to grab the legendary node of the blood begets blood. That's the one. I'm just trying to observe 15. Is that the maximum for 60, 15% for maximum stacks at what the? That poison is in. Anyway, no comment. Basic, I'm just being stubborn here. I already mentioned yesterday that this is already tough because basically our glyphs are level 70. It's still behind, and then plus we're still a bit under geared. Not really under geared, but this is a different oh my god, the stone. Let's not go there. Let's go in a different direction. Okay, let's go here. We have only four minutes. Yeah, the pit boss is okay. The elites, the rare elites are much more terrifying. Um Maybe let's catch up this one. Okay. What else? Nightmare Dungeon? I'm still thinking where can I still get the well, if I have like the grand is it grand or the royal gem? I think it's the grand gem. If I have a grand gem here, probably I wonder if our cube will it be able to 3:1. Can we check if the gems can be it didn't say, so I guess that is not included on. Let's just say if I grab 1, 2, 3 of that same type, will it amalgate?
Welcome to the Islands.
But I think if it didn't say that it can be amalgate, I don't think that it can. No. Only runes. It can. Like, I think I have already tried this one. Ah. It says same. So ritual. I don't get it. What's this? There's a certain recipe, like it can only paired by a certain magic type? Or it needs to be someone has to be 3 and then the other one, it doesn't matter. So if I have 3 of this, so this one will work, then why not? You and you work. Does it need to be 3:3? See? What's going on? Three items of the same type. What do you mean by type? So this one is good, but why? Suse and Gar. So this one works because what's this? Neo has Nagu has a favoritism. Oh. So this one alone. What? Okay. That will work. This one 3:1. That will work. This one click. That will work. Okay. So it means that you need to click this in order for this to light up. Amalgate. Transmute several of the same item to upgrade it. We cannot amalgate this one. I think for the amalgamation, 3:1, I think any items of the same type. Like it says here, talisman, runes. Will it work on say same type? Like same type. Oh, I see. You can do it like that. Okay. Unique charm. Well, I don't have the 6th slot yet. I think the legendary charm. I don't know if the unique. I don't know if there's a unique Roderick seal. If there is a unique Roderick seal, maybe that will unlock. That will have a 5th charm slot. Right now I'm still looking for now I'm thinking, should I go, should I chase for those maximum? Of course we want DPS, right? The thing is, to be honest, like we can still survive. It's just there are certain skills of the elites that can really one-shot us. Like I think from what I've seen, the poison it's very lethal, and then that rock thingy, like it casts, like even that stone orb or something. When it reach you when you're beside it, like it deals like a damage over time kind of effect. And then that rock, when they throw the rocks on the ground, when it do that spike, it's like you're dead. Yeah, I think all charms are only 5. I wonder if there's I haven't seen any ancestral Horadric legendary Horadric seal though. If that is going to provide some damage reduction.
Anything could be lurking here.
Anyway, we're just gonna keep leveling up, so at least we can now clear pit 85, pit 95. So we're getting there. Slay the gatekeepers. I think after I finish this war plan, probably I'm gonna update the loot filter as well. X-Fall. Are you supposed to be a ring? Who's that? Bisa Nice? Bisa Nice pays us a visit. Nice. I think that's the entrance.
Help! I'm begging!
Someone is following us. Ambush, ambush, ambush! No way! That's the bubble. It doesn't just slow down, the projectiles are like, that is crazy. How many times that they have changed and update that before I think when you that particular elite is uh what you call that, that effect before, they have changed. From before it was like when the elite has that affix, so the bubble activate right away and your projectiles doesn't penetrate the elite unless you're gonna go inside of the bubble. If you are a projectile class, so you need to go inside of the bubble in order to hit the elite. And if you're playing a minion, basically you're just taking your luck and probably let the AI play around. Like either you have to move your character close to the elite or try to move somewhere in order to drag your minions close to the elite, so that your minions, especially your projectile minions, your mages, will be inside of the bubble in order to hit the that elite. And then they have changed it because they say that, oh, this is too much, this is too difficult. So what they did is that when you stun an elite, the bubble turns off. Then you can hit your enemy with your projectile hits. Somehow, was it season 9 or season 10, they brought back again, they removed that we can remove the bubble by staggering them, by crowd controlling them, but the bubble is now still again back to being active, but it does turn off for some time. But when it's active, the projectiles will still penetrate the bubble, but when the projectile are inside of the bubble, it starts to slow down. It's like there is like some kind of a time slowing down inside of the bubble. Now, to my surprise, it is much more stronger because the projectile, it's back to where it used to again. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why it has to be that way. Let's salvage this nightmare sigils and then let's continue with our war plan.
This should be interesting.
And what I have also realized is that here in Torment 9, that's okay.
May you find your way.
Why? Huh?
What brings you to the ancient isles?
Why you don't want me to salvage those.
Pity to break another spark.
Um, Going back to what I'm saying a while ago. So, what I have noticed on Torment 9 is that
Hell is upon us.
the ancestral items here, I've been seeing now ancestral items with greater affix. I think in order for me to really efficiently clear the
We demand blood.
clear the pit 100 is to really have our paragon board to that we will have the fifth glyph, and then most of the magic nodes or rare nodes are basically we got all of the DPS and some of the defenses, like increase in resistance. Also there's also increase in resistance that we haven't taken from the cult leaderboard. And same thing, there's also I think armor and then increase in life in the bone graft. See, now there's a GA now. Nice water rune. Wow. Hey, where's the I'm looking for any Hell Spire or Soul Spire. Basically right now with the gears that I have with the gears that I have right now, I'm now looking for a greater apex, if we can find one. For sure we can, if it will give it to us. That's the question. I don't think that there is a good I don't think that there is still a Hellspire or yeah, I just left that area. Maybe let's try our luck here, maybe, because one soul spar is I believe like around 300. Did I see a goblin? $150. I'm short. How about let's grab a 250-ish. I think I'm going to use a same pattern with my last epoch filter. Red for the basic, and then what color is that? Cyan for a ancestral affix. I think the end game crafting here, if you get that I can't remember the name of that prism, the one that you can use for really focusing on, like if you want to re-roll a certain affix, I guess the tuning prism. I think there's also another one called the focus reroll. I think if you use that tuning prism, it will allows you to specifically target an affix that you want to roll. Plus 7.7 resistances to elements. So like this. Like, are we going to chase this instead rather than like less damage but more resistances? Hector! Materials! Oh! Wow! That skill again. But I guess here in the open world it's still manageable because in the pit it's a different story. Let's unlock the fifth glyph so that we can optimize and place the right nodes to activate the glyphs, and then we're just gonna catch up on there's a hellspire and an ambush is going to come in soon. See? That's a ring. I guess that particular ring has a attack speed on it. There you go. But my filter is... Man, I'm having a phobia. A lunatic phobia. I don't know what do you call that phobia? Lunaphobia? The fear of lunatics? Or ticks phobia? Oh, do you know, are you familiar with the in Diablo game a phobia called ticks phobia? What do you mean by ticks phobia? Like the ticks? The parasite in the dog? No. Ticks. The lunatics. The lunatics phobia. Okay. We have only 18 that we need to get, and we're ready to open the chest. Probably this one would be enough. And we're short by one. Okay, let's go. So that we can move to our next task. Whoa, who is that 2G egg? Oh shoot, gloves. Ew, maybe for other build. Oh, this is not all damage, intelligence, maximum life, life on hit. Life on hit is not that bad. Oops, what is this? Can we grab that waypoint so that we have a close waypoint on this area? Okay. And okay, let's go back, and then we're going to do Undercity, and I believe, I don't know who is that boss. I think we can beat a T9 lair boss here.
Taken apart, melted down. What is a waitress, isn't it?
Sorry, right now I'm just looking at if I can find a elemental resistance.
This should be interesting.
Oh, maybe before I do that, I'll just gonna wait until my Paragon board is fully optimized as well. Nope. Crust. Chromatic tuning prisms, adept tuning prism. What is the difference between adept? Tuning prism optional. Attuned primordial dust. Because I've been also collecting like those pragmatic wisp. I wonder if those are the wisp though. 94 seconds. That is way too far. Let's just go down. I'm still looking at around 50 to maybe around 50 Paragon levels in order to fully to at least further improve our survivability and DPS to our minions also. Okay, then their boss. Pure primordial dust. And then this aggressive tuning prism. To be honest, I don't know what that is. I wonder if it's some kind of a currency. But at least it should show what is that chromatic Q Lord Zero, okay. Come on, GA, any, as long as it's ancestral. As long as ancestral, okay? As long as ancestral. Wow. Maximum life, greater affix. Ring ancestral. X files. Cooldown reduction. Okay. Okay, let me fix the filter.
What is a waitress, isn't it?
Every 10% of your life that you heal grants 24% primary resource cost reduction. Ah, so it's now resource cost reduction for 2 seconds, up to 6 seconds. Before the starlight is... Well, this is still nice though. 24%, all you need to do is just to increase your resource so that the primary resource that it will grant. I mean, even at 100 resource, 25%, so that's 25. It's not that bad though. Especially for builds like for the Blood Surge. If you're struggling with the essence generation, this will help. Casting a defensive skill grants you 42% increase in all resistances for 10 seconds. Unless we're going to invoke a defensive skill. Well, give me a second. This one, right? This is a defensive skill, isn't it? Well, the thing is, 42% increase in all resistances. I believe this is going to be a huge improvement in terms of our survivability along with our armor, in order to increase our resistances to at least to make it to reach at least 70-ish. The only thing is it going to be so that's the only thing. So we need to place it here. So again, we're going to lose the hardened bones again. That is tough, sir. That is tough. Well, who knows? Oh yeah. This one doesn't light up, so meaning you cannot apply the shelter.
Mainlander, what brings you?
Hoarding. Intelligence, life, poison resistance. Maybe this might work. I know we're going to lose the damage on our critical strike damage, but I would say this might help. We have a very short as I'm still trying to figure out what are the ideal gear that we need to find. So now we're getting bone charm with GA. Wow, we're getting lots of runes here. Material collection of gold. We need gold. As much as I want the attack speed, some of the affixes, well, the only thing that matters here, the old damage multiplier, attack speed. Like, what are the chances that when we remove, if we do a focus reroll, it says here add tuning prism. Oh, these are the prisms. I see. Okay. Then what happened? Requires a tuning prism to determine the category. This is the chromatic. And then the adepts. Used to target skill in core stat affixes during transmutations. Used to target resistance affixes during transmutation in the Horadric cube. So, in this case, give me a second. I think I don't want the fire resistance and the corpse skill, right? So if I'm going to remove, I'm going to use this. Where are you? Used to target skill. That item will not work with this recipe. Why? Used to target defensive affixes. Okay, give me a second here. Used to target resource during transmutations. So this one, it has offensive, it has resistance, and it has skill. So if I'm going to use this one, offensive affixes, so it has offensive affixes, that's why it is ready to go. If we're going to remove resource, so the resource, I don't know what is the resource there, so there's no resource because resistance is resistance. Skills, I don't know what is the category of the corpse skills. So see, there's no mobility here, so of course there's no mobility there. That this one, target resistance affixes during transmutation. So if I'm going to remove the fire resistance, then it is ready. So it will remove the fire resistance? Yep. It did. Okay. Okay. +1 to corpse skills. +1 to corpse skills. But what category is... Oops. I want to remove focus reroll. Focus reroll. If I want to add an affix, I can target an offensive affix. But how would we know which one are the utility affixes and mobility affixes? That's another thing. And then I want to remove the core skills though. Then what category is the corp skills? If I'm going to remove an affix, okay, let's offensive. Well, we have 2 offensive here. I don't want to lose the damage multiplier. Does the corp skill is considered as an offensive affix? Of course, there's no defensive. Resistance has been removed. Used to target skill and core stat. Core stat is like intelligence, strength. Those are the core stat. Skill. What is a skill? Target a skill. Corpse explosion, for example, is a skill. Then I can remove that affix. It does. So I would say it will remove the corpse explosion. It did. And then barrier generation is defensive, of course. Essence generation is utility or resource. So if I'm going to remove no defensive, but there is a resource. Utility, it doesn't fall in the utility, that is resource. So now it finds a resource. I think there should be like a symbol of what category are those affixes so that we would know what are the affixes or what are the tuning prism that we need. Because right now, so let's just say I like the attack speed here. So how can I improve this one? I also like the damage multiplier. Corp skills. Corp skills. That is a skill, right? Well, that is strange. That somehow the corpse skills here, it says here that it is a skill, but somehow it doesn't want to remove the skill. Well, anyway, there's no. Well, if that is the case, is there any that we can play around here? Like, see this one, intelligence. I like the intelligence. That, for example, boots, essence generation. like this one. Intelligence, maximum life, damage multiplier. Then what I want to remove here is the core skills. The skills. So for example, that's another thing again. What? Skill. I want to re-roll with a different category. Yep. What? Oh shoot, there's a core stat. But see it is now, it doesn't work because of the curse skills. But how come? That is weird. Intel, life on hit. I can remove the life on hit. What is life on hit? Defensive. See, we are gambling here. Chaotic reroll. So life on hit is defensive. Okay. So that is correct. But I want what am I looking for? Offensive, right? Offensive. Critical strike chance. Defensive affixes. Oh shoot. Life is also defensive. Man. Well, focus reroll to roll the armor. Okay, life is back. Now I have two problems here. Critical strike chance and critical strike damage. However, for the critical strike chance, now we can enchant this affix with looking where we can find a attack speed here. Now, the thing is, can we add, there's nothing that we can add like a, what you call that?
What brings you to the ancient isles?
Actually, what is my attack speed? 25.2. Yeah, I think I need attack speed there. Yep. Okay, gotcha. That's it. All affixes that we need. That's amazing. That's amazing how we can do with our with our Horadric cube on our crafting, targeting, removing, add. The only thing is that when you have, so the ideal here is for the item to be, I would say, to be better and to avoid on making mistake on rolling on a different category, is that it's ideal to have 4 affixes of different categories. So intelligence is a core stat, then you have defensive, say life or armor, the next is offensive like multiplier damage, and then on the third one, if you have a double of the other category, then you can just enchant it to find the another affix, and then you now have 4 out of 4. Add a socket. Let's remove this. What is this? Torment. Aspect of torment. Okay. And then we master work that, and then we have to add a temper affix. That is ancestral. We can add summoning damage. This is an ancestral, so we can get a greater affix. There you go. And we master work. So what are we going to target here? Life? Life is fine though. For survivability. Actually, speaking of, I'm still thinking, well, yeah, we need attack speed so that we can pick up the blood orbs as faster as much as we can. However, worst comes to worst, we can add, supposedly, instead of attack speed, we can have the ferocity for the 20% attack speed. I think it's better to add here the elemental resistances. As much as we want that lightning resistance, we can remove the lightning resistance and then re-roll a oh, this is fun. Critical strike damage, weapon damage. No, you are not ancestral, so you're intelligence, life, essence generation. Fortify is defensive. The problem here is it might take the life, but we can just gamble life and then fortify, and then we can roll for, oh well, what I have is basically better with GA in life. Now, same thing with the wand here. I have 2 offensive affixes here. I can remove 2 of them and then add a weapon damage and then add a all damage multiplier. That way we have, since we have also intelligence, what we need is, I like that life though, again for survivability. Or we can do damage multiplier and then, oh yeah, we need the intelligence. Yeah, we need weapon damage at least, and then weapon damage and then critical strike damage multiplier. I think if there is a core stat, it's hard. So the only thing here is now with the power of the cube now. Okay, with the power of the cube. Okay, let me see here. With the power of the cube, for the end game crafting, warriors, defenders, can you could you stop patrolling? Where I'm trying to discuss something here. Okay. You're doing a good job. You're gonna get a raise soon, okay? You're gonna get a raise for doing a good job. Like they really patrolling, like. Okay. Anyway, so I think with regards to the loot filter, we can target the affix that we need. If we get that GA, so now we can target. The only thing is, if we have a GA, we need to make sure that that particular GA doesn't have a... Of course, we're still gonna gamble. If that one has a very good stat, then we can gamble. Because what I'm trying to say, if that particular GA has a similar category and that we want that other category to be removed, then that is a problem. But if the item is enchanted, for example... Well, give me a second here, for example, like core skills, right? Then I want to reroll this. Say resistance. Can I remove the resistance? No. Because it is already enchanted. So this is now very clear that you cannot... I think that's kind of... it can be abused. Like you can roll and then try to remove that affix so that you're really forcing it to a different category, like the one I'm talking about. If you have double offensive affix and then you want to target the other one, so you're converting it, say resistance, but you will not be able to convert it because it didn't sense the physical resistance, because the physical resistance here now is being treated as a an intruder, basically a non-original affix of the item. So that physical resistance cannot be removed anymore. Anyway. So for the loot filter, I think it's pretty much straightforward. I think for the loot filter, it's not going to be that difficult to, unlike in last epoch, that we really need to target the affixes, because we are really looking forward for one or a couple of affixes. Now for Diablo, it's a different story, because you now have those tuning prisms that allows you to remove a particular affixes. Like for example, I believe I have a triple GA yesterday. For example, like now I don't like the core skill here now. Like for example, do we have any good weapon here? Like even this one, I think life on kill is defensive. We can remove that life on kill, add a core stat or a weapon damage. Right, weapon damage, and then this will become now a very good two-handed weapon. Oh shoot. Like this is strange though. Okay, 4 affixes. Does it require 4 affixes though? See? Oh sorry, focused chaotic reroll. See, this is strange. It says here that target skill 3 curse skill, but it doesn't want to remove it. But there is a resistance. Chaotic reroll for the resistance. This one. Voila! You can. How come the curse skill cannot? And I think I tried it on an armor, it works. But somehow it doesn't work on the amulet. Why? Why? Now armor. Until now I haven't found a resource. I mean, this one is good because of that intelligence. But I want armor. See, like this one. This one has intelligence and then movement speed. So what we need is life though. Intelligence, maximum life. I haven't found a maximum resource on the loot filter. I know I'm searching for this, but I haven't found. I only found basic, non-GA. But probably I wonder if they will start dropping on like in Torment 9, or does the maximum resource is still a rare affix to become a greater affix, which can be found on Torment 10, I guess. What do I need to find on the weapon? Have we seen weapon damage? Probably the safest GA that we can find here maybe let's find a intelligence or maximum life. Oops, before I forget. That is Torment. I wonder if we roll this 3, will it transmute to a 3:1 transmutation? Can you give me a 6 charm transmute? Critical strike damage, damage to elite, slaughter, dark pact. 19%, 18% damage to 8% damage to elite, lucky hit chance, slaughter. Well, if you have the slaughter, well, I have better.
Step up to my anvil.
Okay, going back with our, so we're still looking for pants, right? Like Sorry, not pants. Boots or chest. So now for the wand here, intelligence, damage multiplier. I think for the wand, we need intel, life, damage multiplier, and weapon damage. Oops, do not enchant. Okay. Okay. That's correct. Physical damage multiplier. Before I continue, let me check with do you reroll weapon? Okay, you can reroll weapon damage. You can roll weapon damage. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Add an affix. I want to add an offensive affix. Weapon damage. Not bad. Focus reroll. Changes an affix to one of the same category. Oh shoot. Now this is a problem. I should have removed the physical damage multiplier so that I can focus. Oh shoot. So now that's a problem. Okay. Where's that remove? Nice. Oh, what? Offensive. Do you consider the core stat as... You remove the core stat, isn't it? Okay, that's good. So basically we're gonna go, now we have the weapon damage. So that is a good roll. Now we are going to focus now on adding offensive affix. Who now this is a problem. What is the best strategy here? Because we're going to add 3. Offensive affix. Though the 4th one, I can add any affixes and then I can just enchant it, like say damage multiplier, for example, or intelligence. Oh, okay. We're just lucky that we got a critical strike damage. Though that is not what I want. Focus reroll, offensive. Ugh. See, intelligence is being added. Back to square one. Physical damage multiplier. Remove. Add again. What? I think I should have taken that. Oosh! I forgot to use a. Anyway, that's a crap now. I'm trying to figure out how. It's kind of difficult if you're adding three affixes of the same category. There's a high chance, like for example that one where we should have been, I should have taken that critical strike damage, and then I can add the fourth one, and then that will be at least the fourth one will be another wanted affix. For the weapon, we need intelligence, life, intelligence, life, weapon damage, intelligence, life, and then critical strike damage. Or increase in all damage. So on our filter now, so movement speed. So for the offhand, so we will have two rules for the offhand. So this one is color blue. I think this one I'm gonna turn you to red. So we're just looking our, this is the basic, actually maximum resource. We can add the maximum resource and the region here just to know that we're looking for, or maybe we'll add maximum resource on because we have three: amulet, chest, But I think this is fine. This is fine. And then essence regen. I think essence regen. We can just roll for this one. Maximum resource. And then attack speed. Attack speed should that is still okay. Okay, recolor offhand. Now this is a more targeted affixes that we need here. For the offhand we need basically, to be honest, the way I see it here, like even though we have a good, we can still go all out with our damage, but I believe we can just roll for the maximum resource here on the offhand. But I think it's better to find maybe, I think the best affixes here would be intelligence and then life. What? How did I end up here? Oh my goodness. What is the third one? So that is for the offhand. Select greater affixes. So this time we're looking now for the ancestral version. What I want is how to color has required affixes. Select greater affixes. If we choose two greater affixes here of the same, so you have selected two affixes and then you select the same two greater affixes, at least one of them. So what it does, I would say it's going to filter the life and, but let's add a condition here, say item match. Where are you? Focus. So like why? Wait a second. Why you are by default red? What? Do I have a... Where's the offhand a while ago? What do you have? Cooldown? Is there anything that we can use to sample? This is life. Okay, how about let's just two-handed sword, for example. Oh no, this is a sight. Oh, is it because favorite? Okay. So it highlights. It's in blue. So I like blue for the ancestral with greater affix. So what about for ancestral weapon that has the affix? I think for the weapon here, we can combine them actually. Of course, it's just if you want, if you have offhand. If you have offhand, then you can just easily turn it off. I don't need the offhand anymore. I have the perfect offhand. Then I can just turn off for the offhand, right? Okay. But at least it's working. So I think that's fine. Ancestral with... So... Oh, what I haven't tested. What if... Because I chose two greater affixes for the life and intelligence. Did I? Okay. So even though I chose for a maximum life there, like for example, like this one, will it still be able to filter because it's still an ancestral, but it has the life, but it doesn't have a greater affix. So it's not being filtered because the category of this one indicates that we have chosen two affixes that we want, and then we have selected two affixes that we want. At least one of them is a greater affix. Probably if we only choose intelligence here, not the life, then the life will be that particular focus will be filtered. Can we try? Well, that's... No, what category does that... I feel like it falls on this one. Do we still have blue? Wanted ancestral affixes, and I have this one. Like, how would I know that it doesn't fall on a different category? Now, I just realized a little bit of a problem here. So, required affixes must have at least one of the selected affixes. What happened here is that we instructed that we're looking for the two affixes that we need, so intelligence and life, by adding this selection, and we choose the greater affixes to be the same affixes that we are looking for as well. So what happened is either it will find a GA intelligence or a GA in life, either one of them. And with regards to this weapon, it doesn't have any GA either. Well, basically it doesn't have intelligence 100%, but for the maximum life it is not GA, so it's not filtering the maximum life. But the filter should be working because that's the one that we're looking for. If it dropped a GA intelligence, then we pick up that one and we check the remaining affixes if there's something that we need to remove, right? The only sad thing here is that they need to correct the offensive affixes here. Like, we have stat here, core stat, which is the intelligence. The intelligence shouldn't be included in the offensive affixes here because it doesn't make sense. You have a core stat here. And then why the skill on the amulet? Probably it's just a bug. I'm just assuming that it's only a bug. And then we have this, the entropic tuning prism. I believe this is has a 100% chance of making an item unmodifiable. And then we have the scullion. I think this is the for the amulets to add another legendary affix. Which can be found on cube spoils in Warplans. Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's ideal for an item to be really efficient on tuning it, is to have all of different category. I think you cannot go wrong. Like, we have core stat, you have offense. I think you may have at least and then defense, like life. So core stat and then life and then offense. Then you can add another offense. Maybe the another offense is an offense that you can just use from enchantment. so that you are now safe. I think for the weapon it's just like what I did, like you're just gonna gamble. I think I have already the weapon damage. Then I had the multiple critical strike, the multiplicative for the critical strike damage. Since critical strike damage is still okay, I think I should have taken that, and then I add another affix, and then I'll just roll for. I already have the life, the weapon damage. I already have the intelligence. Actually, the fourth one could have been the core stat. Actually, I just realized that. Like I'm already close. Because you can only add 4 affixes. But anyway. I think potion capacity is and essence regenerations are utility, so we can remove either one of them, and then barrier regeneration is defensive. Then we can add the core stat. Then we add another whatever affix that we need. Okay. What am I still testing? I need... Oh, this is the first time that I have seen this. Weapon damage with the GA. This is gonna be nice though. I wonder how rare is the weapon damage. Greater affix check. Greater affix check. Must have at least 1 greater affixes. You didn't fall on any category there. Hmm? 3 affixes. Check. Must have at least 1 greater affixes. Oh, I see. Must have at least greater affixes. The reason why it is being filtered by this one, because the greater affix, because for this one, it's looking for a greater affix. It doesn't matter which affix. And apparently, this weapon has a greater affix, but it doesn't belong on the main 4 affixes, but on the temper affix, which is the summoning damage. So that's why it's being filtered that. Okay. I'm still looking for example, life. So now that weapon is now highlighted in blue because now it's being filtered here. A 200 sight, 200 sword, focus. What if you don't have a life? Like this one, it has the intelligence, but it is not greater affix, but we chose intelligence as a greater affix. This is 200 site, right? It didn't fall on any category. Oops. So he deleted everything. I remember there's another condition here says has optional affixes. I wonder what is this optional affixes mean? Has optional affixes. Optional affixes. So meaning if it didn't find this one, I want you to look for an intelligence and say intelligence and life again. Has optional affixes. This one has life, but it didn't fall on this category. It has focus, and then... Hey, wait a second. So this is the GA. And then for the offhand, for this one, I'm gonna color this red. So this means that maybe let's make it a little bit lighter. So this means that we're gonna uncheck. But this is ancestral. Both of them are ancestral. So if we check this, so now there you go. So when we find this, then this contains the affixes that we need, like life, then we can just what else that we need here? I mean, for this build, I think life is okay. We can roll for the life easy. I think the affix that I need here is not life. Intelligence is good. What I need here is the maximum resource. Maximum resource. So intelligence and then maximum resource. So that's correct. So intelligence and maximum resource. And then here, affixes. So we're now looking for the greater affixes. Now intelligence, not maximum life. I think I'm okay with the life. Since we're looking for the intelligence, this will increase our resistances and our skill damage. What I need here is weapon damage and maximum resource. So those are the three that we're looking for. So basically those are the three, those are the 3 out of 4 affixes that we need. Weapon damage, intelligence, resource, and then life. That's it. So the fourth one, either we can just enchant, add another affix, and then we can just enchant it. I think for the offhand, this one we're gonna, I think for the weapon it should be the same. One hand weapon. I think I'm almost done for the day also. I think for the weapon, intelligence. I think intelligence is still. And then what is your second one? I think resource. Resource is not here. What we're now gonna look for is intelligence and critical strike damage multiplier. That is for the one-hand weapon. And then the weapon GA that we need is now, we're going to add the third one, which is the weapon damage. Like, why do you need to rewrite again? Can you just edit and then, right? What is the one-handed weapon? Flail, sword, axe. I wonder if I need to use shield though. That's also another option. Dagger? Are we going to go with dagger? I don't know if we can wear a dagger though, but we'll just add it in. It doesn't matter. One-handed weapon focus mace, and then scythe, sword. Okay. Except shield and focus. And this one, one-handed weapon. One-handed weapon. I think after I'm finished with this one, basically I'm done for the day. I guess tomorrow I'm just gonna continue on working on this filter as because I'm planning on fully optimizing this build, and hopefully I can farm maybe better items on Torment 10, and I still need to farm now I'm excited to farm those Horadric Cube tributes. I think right now, in order to craft your items, war plans is what we need. And the good thing now with the war plans is that you're not really just targeting the cubes, the Horadric cubes materials, but you're also farming some endgame activities. And with the help of the activity keys skill points that you have allocated to target the type of items or materials that you need, or a certain activity on that particular activity, then you have customized your end game activities and the rewards that you are getting from them. And what we are trying to achieve here is to climb on the pit, to climb on Torment 12, and to challenge challenging boss. I think the at this point the pinnacle boss in Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred is the Echo of Mephisto. Okay, and then color. What is the color for? No, if that is the case, I'm gonna color this I only chose intelligence here. So this one no greater affix. This one has greater affix. I believe this one has 2 multiplier damage and then intelligence. Or I think for the basic weapon damages, or weapon damages is still ideal, but the one that we're looking for is the one that it's hard to drop. Because either way we can craft the weapon damage. Hey, we can also craft this one, but the one that we should be enchanting is the affix that it's not hard to roll. Like for example, if we get a weapon damage here, this is good. Then we can now start crafting the other affixes. I wonder if there's in the future that I think that will be so, I don't know if it's too, I would say kind of abusive, like you can lock in a certain affix and then remove, lock, remove, lock, right? So that you can really fix those affixes. But I believe that will be like a very unique item if you have the very good item, like oh, double GA, I want to lock those. Then I'm going to remove the remaining 2 and then craft it with a new one. Because if you have, for example, for the weapon, you're looking all mostly offensives. And what if you have 3 offensives, but the third offensive is the one that you don't need? Either you're just gonna enchant it even though it's a greater affix and then just add another one. That might be the play. So I'm just trying. I think this is good. For the offensive, we need the weapon and intelligence and then critical strike damage multiplier. I think for the basic, even though without the as long as it's ancestral, even though it doesn't have a greater affix, what we need is weapon damage, intelligence, and then critical strike multiplier. Or should we look for the weapon damage instead? Because again, for the intelligence, we can just re-roll it. Like weapon damage is important because that will scale our damage overall. Okay, I think that's... I think I'm just gonna continue working on the filters. So at least, I think for... I wonder if do I need to find... I wonder if I still need to do recolor wanted ancestral affixes. I think this one we don't need. Yeah, Gravewalker's Hand, supposedly, Hand of Nuns, the Undercrown, yes. Act of Bone, yes. There's... Where is the blood? And then maybe I think Temerity also. Temerity Charm? Well, yes, or Hand of Nuns. Oh, no Hand of Nuz as a charm? But the Grave Walker can? Okay. That's fine. See, why? What color is this? What? Or do I need to save? It went back. Okay, I'm done with that one. I don't want to. I don't want to. Rules are prioritized is in descending order from top to bottom. Okay, that's fine. Then I can remove now the I think movement speed, show legendary, hide all. Essence regen. I think I can remove this now. Essence regen. Maximum resource. Attack speed. Movement speed. I think for the rings, oh, speaking of, give me a second, do I still need for the amulet? And then amulet and then rings. What I need for the amulet is attack speed and intelligence. Okay, last one. Let's find for yeah, for the rings we're gonna switch with, it's better to have the intelligence. Intelligence and then critical strike damage multiplier. So those are the two greater affixes that we're looking for. No selected greater affix. You need to check everything. Okay, I'm done for the day. I just need to check. There is a GA in life here, though I'm not looking for the life. Supposedly, I'm looking for GA in See, now this one is being filtered because it contains life. Sorry, it contains critical strike damage multiplier and basically intelligence. So now it's being filtered that way. Okay. Then you can now turn off that one because you have already that ring. You have crafted the new one. Now you're looking for and targeting the greater affix that you need. Let's just say for the rings, I think I have something here. Maybe not. That has a greater affix. You have. Well, this one is life when hit. Do we have greater affix by any chance? I guess we don't have that much yet. But maybe, for example, but for the... Maybe I may have some use for you. Give me a second. I'm looking for... Now that is the thing. I don't have something to test the ring. This one, the GA, is just on the summon damage. But I think that should be working. Now for the amulet... Well, I don't have... Like for example, intelligence is still good. I'm looking for the GA, it should be... Yeah, either intelligence, then maximum resource, and critical strike damage. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this last one before I end the stream. Amulet. But for the greater affix, I don't need the attack speed. I need critical strike damage multiplier and maximum resource. That's the basic. And then for amulet GA, thinking if I should still look for a critical strike damage multiplier or just intelligence and then is that the greater affix that we should be looking for? Because it's the intelligence is still damaged because it in because right now our minions are skills, especially the basically our minions are now skills. So now they can now inherit the damage from the intelligence increase in skill damage. Because intelligence is adding resistances. Yeah, I think I should go with resistances here, and then our ultimate damage here is the maximum resource. Are we okay with those two options? I think we should be okay. No way. Come on. That is very annoying. Because I want to copy the color, but how can I copy the color? I don't know. I'm just gonna eyeball. Ta-da! So now it's being filtered because it has the intelligence. I want to craft this one though. The cold damage multiplier. The only problem here is the intelligence is being considered as a defensive stat, wherein there is already like a core stat. There's already a core stat tuning prism. What the heck? What the heck? If you want a double offensive, I think it's up to you to gamble. If you have the second one, you should stop and then add the other one. Or if you want a second offensive, like for example, you have intelligence, that's a score stat, 1. Then you get defensive for the life, 2nd. Maximum resource is utility, that's the 3rd one. And then for the 4th one, you can add anything and then use the enchantment. Say you're looking for another offensive. Adding is not a problem, but re-rolling is, if you have 2 same category, it will re-roll the other one, the other offensive aspect. For example, if you're re-rolling an offensive affix, it may re-roll the wanted affix, offensive affix that you have already. Not the one that you want to re-roll. So because you have 2. So unless we have that, you can lock in like 3 affixes and then enchant, and then so that you're now comfortable to craft the 3rd one or the 4th one. So now they are now being filled. Now for the armor, I think for the armor, helmet and chest has the same affixes that we need, so we can just combine them in one single category. For the pants, it's different. Does it have? No, I don't think that it has a. But it can have an essence regeneration. Can we borrow any pants? Yeah, it has the same intelligence, like life, resistances, intelligence, life, and then we can also add armor. Resource. Aha. Oh, we have essence. Oh, it's here. So there is an essence regeneration. Oh, sorry. There is an essence regeneration. So the helmet. I think the pants and the boots has the same category. I mean, if we're going to target, like for example, intelligence and then essence regeneration, it has the same, of course. We shouldn't be looking for. I think movement speed is not mandatory, but what we need here is intelligence and then essence regeneration. Essence regeneration. So the pants and the boots has the same category. Probably I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'll be able to remember it, or maybe not. Okay, I think let's add the other one. I think it's not that hard to do. Pants and boots. Pants and boots. So helm and chest. And then intelligence, that's still correct. What we need here is maximum resource. Duplicate. Check. Just want to make sure that all GA is it has the greater affixes selected. Okay, recolor, then rename, helm. and chest. Okay. I think what else that we're missing? We have the helmet, gloves, right? Gloves is, I think the gloves has the same category of the rings. What are we looking for here? Attack speed and then critical strike damage multiplier. Yep. Yeah, basically we have already probably for the charms, and probably I'm gonna update for the charms, but that is not, well, not really required affixes. Should we? We can still roll it. Because what if it's not filtering those, like for example we need the maximum resource, but usually the maximum resource doesn't really drop. I think this one is, that one is okay. So now we're looking for the talisman, but I'm still looking for the other one, right? I can still craft them. I think for that one it should be okay. Then legendary. I wonder if I still have, maybe I can still have maybe a color of like what's that, magenta, so that we would know that this one contains a, we will have a two category. One is the wanted legendary aspects that we need, so that we would know that when we see it, then we can grab it right away, so we don't have to sort out all of the items. We can easily check like, hey, this is the one that I need. I mean, we can still grab all of the legendary items and then salvage them, right? But at least we would know like, hey, here is the aspect, so that when we go to the town, just pick up the items, salvage. Then if we see, oh, there's a purple, there's a magenta or a purple, oops, hey, I need this one. This contains the aspect that I need. Probably I'll add two categories. One is for the normal, one is the ancestral, because for the ancestral, that is the one that will have a higher tier of higher tier of the aspect cell value. So now if we see, what I don't know is up to what tier. Like there's 6 to 11, right? There's 6 to 11. Up to what tier is the range of the ancestral tiers? What is the tiers of the ancestral items? Sorry, what is the tiers of the ancestral items? So if it's 6 to 5, or say 7, say up to only 6, and then 7 to 11, so you can increase the tier of your aspects from tier 7 to 11 from the ancestral. So if we find that, oh, I need ancestral, then you can now turn off the other one, then just turn on the ancestral, so that when you see it, like, oh, here it is, I need to salvage right away. So I think for the rings, again, for the rings, I think gloves, still okay there. Gloves, and then gloves. Basically, the good thing about this is just of course this might change, but the good thing about the loot filter is that it's not too tedious compared to last epoch. Like this one, you can, because with the help of the Horadric cube, once we get the one affix, I mean, we can craft the remaining affix. We can remove and then add anytime that we want, and it's unlimited as long as you have the materials, of course. So you can craft the best item that you want for your build. It's like the difference with the other game is that when you have the item and then when you craft it, there's a chance that it will break, and it's not yet the best item that you need. And there's a high chance, like in the compared to last epoch, you can have one affix and then the second affix, and then the remaining two is non-affix that you don't need. That's why on the loot filter that I have for last epoch, I have another category to filter 2 affixes so that you can craft the third affix. Or if you have 3 out of 4, then you can now craft the 4th affix. Here, you can remove and then add a new one, and then you can re-roll it to find a different affix. And there's no limit. Unlike in last epoch, you have the forging potential, so there's a limit. So you have to grind for another one. So the good thing about this mechanic, the Horadric cube mechanic, is that imagine if you sorry, my voice cracked. So imagine if you have 2 double GA, and then the 2 affixes is not the same category as those 2 GAs, then you can remove them and then add the 2 wanted affixes. Now you have a perfect 4 wanted affixes with 2 double GAs, which is very good. But anyway, that is very interesting. I know I've been playing, I haven't fully understand and learn the new mechanic of the Horadric cube, and I'm happy that I was able to find how the Horadric cube works, and hopefully I can also share, and I'm just gonna observe and what is the best strategy on how we can imprint. I think with the help of the loot filter, I think that's what I see it now. I think tomorrow I'm just gonna try, and I think I have only one more condition that I'm going to add, which is the codex, that the codex for the wanted affix that we need for the build. And then I think that's pretty much it. I have already I was able to manage to create the loot filter for the rest of the items. So now we are ready for, I think, starting here at Torment 9, we can now find, and maybe if we're lucky to get those GA on the affixes that we need, so that we can further improve our gear. I think right now, so far for the legendary items, for the ancestral legendary items, we have already the best one that we have. What we need now is ancestral items, ancestral version for the 4 unique items which we still don't have, which is the Pact of Bone, Blood Moon Breaches. But the Blood Moon Breaches, I believe I have one on my stash. Blood Moon Breaches, and then the Hand of Nuz, and the Undercrown. Undercrown is easy because it's on the lair boss, but the Hand of Nuz and the Blood Moon Breaches is only found in the greater lair bosses. But I believe now we're getting lair boss keys here on Torment 9, so I guess we can farm more of the for the greater lair bosses. So yeah, again, before I think I need to keep on leveling up also in order to equip the 5th glyph slot, and then just to find and further get this life and resistances so that we can further improve our defenses, so that I think we'll be ready, so that it's not too challenging to clear the pit 100. And I think our glyph is still way behind, so again we still have some room to improve. Until then, I'm just gonna keep leveling up, farm those war plants, and then until I find I have further improved the loot filter. Again, loot filter is almost done. I think maybe by tomorrow then we're just gonna continue grinding on the war plants, and yeah, let's see. I'm looking forward to. I think the build is now in good shape. Right affixes, right uniques, and it's just a matter of still fine tuning and finding the ancestral version of our unique. So yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.